So basically, the biggest news that's happening so far this entire week, who knows how long this is going to be, is the fact that Lil Tay, who was 9 years old like a month ago, has now turned 18, and she has finally, or not finally, she's finally made it big. She's finally got what she wanted. She's now most likely a quadrillionaire, like she wanted to be when she was 9 years old, but she's now also an OnlyFans model. And wow, there's a lot of stuff that we can take in about this. I just say let's just go watch a video at this moment. But we've all seen so many women, like even in my country here in South Africa, these are actually girls that are on OnlyFans that actually have OnlyFans account, and I don't live too far from them, to be honest. Don't ask me how I know. But nonetheless, we've seen Lil K. We've always seen. When I say Lil K, I mean Lil Tay. We've always seen a chick who's now she's 18, now she's got an OnlyFans. But this is Lil Tay. We've seen Lil Tay when she was 9 years old on TikTok, just making a whole lot of noise and everything, and on YouTube. But now she's 18, and now she has her OnlyFans. So it's kind of like you've been there, you've seen how young she was and how short she was. Now you're gonna go to her OnlyFans and see a few other things as well. That's kind of the case. What I'm talking about, which makes it kind of like really uncomfortable. But let's just jump into a video. Actually, this is the Lil Tay situation is disturbing, and it is truly disturbing. There we go. Well, you can't actually hear the sound? Hold up. Hold up. Why is there no sound? Oh, wait. I know exactly. Just give me a moment, boys. Sorting out the sound for you. Yeah. Tight. Yeah, that's me. That's the real KMGH, of course. Okay, I'm just gonna rewind it for you. Let's just go straight.
So Lil Tay has always been a mystery online. For those of you who don't remember, back in 2016 to 2018, there was this little girl dubbed Lil Tay who went viral after she made countless videos flexing cars, money, and designer items.
You already know what it is. Lil Tay, the youngest flex of the century. I'm only 9 years old, but I'm richer than all y'all broke haters.
Man, she is loud for a 9-year-old.
This female kitchen is bigger than your whole entire living room, and I got 4 more houses. This.
Well, to be honest, back then it actually was found out that all the homes that Lil Tay has been in is basically homes that are being sold that most likely still belong to the previous owners. But nonetheless, her mother is actually, I don't know how well of a real estate she is, but she's a very well-known real estate, I guess. And these are like $1 million homes, and Lil Tay and her brother just went into this home and they just started flexing.
More to your rent. My toilet costs more to your rent. Everything in my bathroom costs more to your rent. And see, this is my closet. Everything here will be just.
Look how young she is. This is a chick that has just turned 18 now in 2025.
Designer, Gucci, Louis, Versace.
Now eventually it would leak that someone was essentially coaching her behind the scenes to say and do these outlandish things.
And it was a dirty scumbag of a brother who was also going to be a dirty scumbag of a manager.
Bro, wait. Go back and say like, no, you broke ass bitch.
Lil Tay be popping on YouTube right now.
No. Redo. You need to be like more ignorant. You have to be like, ooh, Lil Tay out here.
You still irrelevant, like I said last time.
I gotta give her credit. She's acting. She's acting and she's doing kind of well because it got everybody out of like, who is this chick that's making all this noise? I mean, she doesn't. Man, I don't want to go into it, okay? But she's got some acting skills. I'm just saying. Do not do that to me. She's got some acting skills. I say leave the OnlyFans, leave the music, go into acting. Leave the OnlyFans, that's acting. Don't do that. Okay, go into other acting. Lil Tay has talents everywhere. Everybody's got a talent. Lil Tay has a talent. I just don't think it should be on OnlyFans. Okay?
What do I say?
One saw behind the curtain, and the girl more or less disappeared after her mother, father, and brother started catching a lot of flack from people saying this was a form of abuse. Personally, I think that her brother was the one behind the persona, but it's kind of a moot point at this time. Then 2 years ago in 2023, she would return once again with another attempt to garner clout, where she and her brother literally faked their own deaths to try and create some buzz around the little.
I mean, you have to admit that faking your own death is literally the dumbest thing a person could ever do. You might as well just delete for real. And then we'll be like, oh, it's actually quite real. But faking it, oh, come on. You're not going to get nothing from that.
Tay brand.
The teen rapper, whose real name is Claire Hope and who rose to fame online in 2018, has passed away.
Once this was outed as a hoax where they said they got hacked apparently, she would then return to her flexing, shit-talking ways.
5 years and y'all still broke. The GOAT is back. 5 years and I'm still.
Hey, nothing's changed when she was 9 years old. She's still saying the same thing. Still saying she's rich. Saying that everybody else is broke, even though she probably doesn't have a job at the moment. Oh, well, not at the moment. At that time, she probably didn't have a job, okay? But it's pretty hectic that she can spout such things. But I want to jump all the way to the point of where we are now. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is basically it.
By CPS due to her horrible living conditions. And I guess that was her explanation as to where she had been. Other than that, she was still chasing clout, dropping bullshit music, and with these latest antics, it really just shows the disgusting nature of our current society.
Well, to be honest, the disgusting nature of our current society when it comes to... Because sex sells, game sells, sports sells, entertainment, nonetheless. And... Well, I mean, come on, the main target audience is mostly men. Let's just give it to that.
And though these tweets have now been deleted because they were against Twitter's TOS, I did screen grab them because I knew they were going to be important in the future. And so this entire situation kind of came across my radar when I saw this tweet. If this post gets 10k likes, I'll seriously consider making the OF. And I'm sure a lot of you in your head...
If you take a close look at that date, that was definitely... That was July. 2 weeks ago. She didn't decide, like, I'll make a OF. She, like, said, I'm making an OF because she knows she was turning 18. And now, and yeah, it is.
Post gets 10k likes, I'll seriously consider making the OF. And I'm sure a lot of you in your head right now are thinking, well, how old is Lil Tay? It seemed like just a couple years ago, she was a very small girl. Well, as it turns out, time does fly, and this was actually
especially when it's COVID, to be honest.
Posted 6 days before her 18th birthday. It seems like she's essentially been planning on having a very similar rollout as the Catch Me Outside Bad Barbie girl, who was also teasing a pay-for-play link on the days leading up to when she would be legal age to do that.
You recently started an OnlyFans account, correct? Is it true you made over $1 million in your first 6 hours?
Yes.
Jeez, I wasn't expecting her to say yes. I was expecting her to say cash me outside. Sorry. This is the bad role model, to be honest, for all the young girls out there. I don't know how old this Brigoli chick is, okay? She doesn't even look like the same woman that she used to be when she was a child. That's not even her real hair, I would guess. But the thing is this, I think she's like, what is she, like pregnant or something, dating a rapper or something? This is a bad role model. You can't, there's a reason why Dr. Phil, this chick has issues, and clearly they didn't sort out the issues. It just went down and spiraled into something so much bigger now. It's in the spotlight, and who knows, we might actually see scenes come out like when Britney went nuts.
This was also her bio this time, where she says, should I drop the link on my 18th birthday, June 29th? Then she got even bolder with her messaging, sharing a photo that I'm going to have to censor of Sabrina Carpenter posing nude on a Rolling Stone magazine. And she's once again asking, should I remake this on my OF if I make one on July 29th? And so she would pretty much continue with her ad campaign.
So, it's my 18th birthday?
Yeah, she was heavily promoting that she's gonna that she has an OnlyFans account, and that there are already explicit pics basically there. And I wonder if her brother was involved with those explicit pics.
On July 29th? And every male has been counting down to it and literally telling
every male? Not me. I didn't even care.
Me to drop the link the second I turn 18. Girlies, what do you think? Should I do it?
I mean,
I don't know what the girlies gave you, or say they probably say go get that bag. But you probably be surrounded with like girls with like no proper mentor, I would say.
I won't lie to you guys, anyone who was counting down to this, like they had a little timer set on their phone, needs to be investigated by the FBI. She would then run a poll asking this same question, and 2/3 of the people said don't drop that link, don't ruin the rest of your life. Because honestly, once you go down that path, people are just going to look at you in a certain way. It's
Yeah, truly.
going to be very hard to get respect in other realms of your life. Just ask someone like Mia Khalifa, who spent, I believe, only a couple of months in the corn industry.
Are we sure there's a couple of months? Because that's a lot of videos that this chick has.
And she's noted multiple times how it completely destroyed her from a mental standpoint, and also really limited her future career opportunities. And then she's just saying shit that has no correlation. So I'm mature enough to get death threats at 9, but not mature enough to launch an OF at 18. And this whole behavior would actually get her account suspended for around a week. But on Elon's Twitter, nothing is really forever, so she would find her way back to all the sick fucks. She would follow this up by saying, I'm 18 now, where are all the pay pigs? And to me it's just so ironic, because for years she was out here calling everyone broke, saying that they needed to get like her and get their bag up, and then the very second that
She didn't even have a bag. It was a mother's bag. I don't know what the brother's doing. She's 18. She should be finishing school and going to university just like her mother and actually make people proud, like her parents.
she turns 18, the very second that she's eligible to do this shit, she's taking that dirty money, baby.
You already know what the going on. Lil Tay's
Yar!
dropping the youngest link of the century. Mark your calendars tomorrow, 3 p.m. EST. And nobody, including my family, including the grown-ass haters, is gonna stop me. You know why? Lil Tay rich and finna get richer, bitch!
And I just have the feeling that no one in her life is actually trying to stop her from doing this. But I would say that most sensible people would not suggest making this type of life-altering decision the very second that you can. Like modern-day avenues such as streaming where she can still make money. And
That is actually correct. She is already quite popular as it is, apart from the music career, which we all understand the music is shit, but maybe she can actually do much better if she goes for singing lessons and all this other stuff. But as a persona, she actually does really well, and she can continue with the streaming. She's still pretty famous in a sense, okay? But she doesn't have to do OnlyFans. She doesn't have only that. She doesn't have to do that. She can move away from that and do other things. She can still make the bag nonetheless. I mean, before she was even doing this OnlyFans thing, she was doing streams with Rakai, which is part of Kai Cenat's group, or nonetheless. I mean, they were that group can pretty much stand out. But now it's just gone to a total standpoint, to a total point where I think it is. I'm just getting a couple of calls here. Where I think it's inappropriate, especially for a young girl. And like I said, this girl, Lil Tay, is going to be looked as a role model for the rest of the women that are out there in America and other countries out there in the world. And they'll most likely be doing the same thing.
And I actually have the feeling that her loser brother is still the one behind this entire fiasco. Just look at what he said. This was apparently during one of her Instagram live streams. And keep in mind, guys, this shit is just all for promo.
Why are you on live and telling people you're gonna drop a fucking link?
So I'm just gonna disappoint everybody that's been waiting since 2023 and
Who the flip has been waiting since 2023? When you were, what, 16?
even 2018 by not
2018?
Bro, what in the...
She really said everyone who's been waiting since 2018, which was, if I'm doing the math correctly, 7 years ago. You know, when she was 11 years old. I don't know, I just can't help but lose a little bit more faith in humanity as the days go by.
by not.
Bro, what in the Americanized capitalistic shit is this?
I mean, that's completely states Americanized. Who uses that word? Capitalistic? He's the one. He's the capitalist.
Capital what? Everything is about the bag. You're just mad that you're broke. You're mad that no agency came to you before your 18th birthday and said, hey, we'll give you 30 to 40 mil to drop a link.
Well, he doesn't really have boobs, and he decides to stay off the camera and send you, basically.
Am I right or am I right?
Yeah, that's some capping ass bullshit. No one offered her $40 million to drop a link. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if her sick fuck of a brother wasn't the one recording the content.
That's a flex? That's a flex. It's not...
I think 30 I think
Getting
30
good
M's is
grades
flex.
contributing something to society?
I get good grades from
Yo,
school.
get
I
off-
mean,
Yo,
Jumping.
Tell my mom. My 18th birthday exclusive shots at 12:01, only available for 24 hours. And it's just one of those things where I don't care if it's technically legal. This is just a disgusting thing for not only her to do, but obviously for everyone who goes and subscribes to this or looks forward to this type of thing. To me, it's like you were just so unbelievably down bad, and you need to end up on some sort of list because you're just playing on such a slippery slope. But apparently, guys, I'm the crazy one, because she says she made $1 million in 3 fucking hours. $1 million, Lil Tay just broke the fuck out of OF. And it's just...
I mean, honest, I can't make $1 million in 3 hours, but for a guy who doesn't have OnlyFans, I bet you I can beat that. I bet. I'm being so honest, I can beat that in an hour. No OnlyFans, no explicit, nothing.
It's so funny to me that this has now become something to like be proud of. There's like a sense of accomplishment. And in the
yeah, there is no accomplishment to this. This is degrading for women. And it's a big market out there. Nonetheless, the guys are paying, the guys want to see this. But here's my thing. Lil Tay and all these other beautiful women that are on OnlyFans, are those really the kind of women that you want to go out with as a guy? Okay, to all the guys out there, are those really the kind of women that you want to be dating? Knowing that they're putting out their stuff on there, you know, on OnlyFans, and there are people paying for it. Who knows, you could actually be, if you decided to be involved in the video, you were there, you know, but are you sure? I mean, do you really? They can be how beautiful, they can be how pretty, how beautiful, but to be honest, me, I don't think I would be wanting to do that, considering that my buddies can just go onto the OF and look at the pictures and the vids and say, wow, you know, and they know exactly what's going on. They know the measurements.
In the modern day, there's also this sense like, oh, if it's making money, it's okay. Look, she made $1 million. While everyone else is slaving away, they can't even pay their bills. They don't even have a place to live. They can barely afford the groceries, and then she just has life on easy mode.
Because these women who are taking OnlyFans and selling their pictures, I know a couple who sell their pictures. Don't ask me how, I do know that. I mean, I'm gonna say straight. They're lazy. They are too lazy. They're not willing to go and study and actually have. You don't have to study, but it's good to study and have like documents behind your name, you know. But you can also go and become an entrepreneur, start something, create a business, not fall into the same business where as soon as you turn 50, you probably don't have the same assets anymore to provide for the content. You know, it all depends, to be honest. Because the corn industry out there, they be doing wonders with a woman's age. Man, I can't believe I'm actually talking about this. I don't really want to talk about it, but this is heavily sexualized business, and it's not like there's no coming back from it. It's just, what is the point besides getting the money? Like you have nothing. It doesn't even build your character.
And then she finally shares all the money she made in apparently 3 hours. And she shares these alleged numbers where she got around $500,000 from personal messages, $26,000 in tips, and $500,000 in subscriptions, totaling to over $1 million in the first 3 hours. So yeah, it's essentially just the same thing that we saw with...
And that was her role model, most likely.
Bad Baby a couple years back. I do think that she was even more successful in her 18th birthday OF venture. And while I'm sure some of you will disagree with me, I don't know, something about this just feels like slimy as fuck to me. It feels disgusting. And it's just crazy to see the now effects of someone who was exploited in their early childhood.
Yeah.
And taught all these bad lessons about life and money and flexing on people and looking down on others.
Yeah, I agree.
Has now chose to in turn exploit herself the very first chance that she gets.
Exactly, because she was twisted from the very beginning when she was a kid. Throw herself out there, be ridiculous. What did the brother say in the thing? You gotta be more... I don't even care anymore. The way he said it, you gotta be more whatever. And now she has done it, and she's done it with her body. Where's the respect? She doesn't even respect herself. Man, a message to all the women out there, don't go onto OnlyFans. There are many other ways that you can make money. You don't have to expose yourself. And to the guys out there, these OnlyFans chicks might be really hot. You might be able to see boobs and all this, but is that really the kind of woman that you want in your life? Is that the kind of woman you want to be with? Man. Okay, well, we are done talking about Lil Tay. Thank you so much, guys, for the video, and hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.